Hey there, Shang-un from No Clan anymore, and this video is actually about the reason I quit Dominations. I quit Dominations about 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, maybe less, I'm not sure. And there's pretty specific reasons why I quit. I was having two real specific issues with the game. One that is widely known about through other clans and through Discord servers that I've been on, where the stacking in the game during World Wars is just an unhealthy thing. The stacking meaning bases at the very bottom are put in wars that are absolutely unbuilt bases that are just non-accounts, really. Probably people's secondary accounts that they just throw in there just to change the war weight so that the other bases at the top have easy matchups. There's a lot of really high-end attackers at the very top, and you can stack a lot of really good attackers at the top and stack a lot of really low bases at the bottom that are pretty useless anyway. As most people know in wars, while it's not unimportant to have good attackers at the bottom, those bottom bases are pretty easy to clear a lot of the time. So the ability to have a whole lot of really high-end global bases and atomic bases really allows for an easy win if you can get a lot of those really high-end bases against a clan that has less because they're not stacking. Clash of Clans had the same issue for a long time. Not actually that long. They figured it out within a year, and they made moves to correct it. They've even corrected it more in recent times where there was still stacking going on. But they've really fixed it, and now Clash of Clans is pretty much cleaned up, and now it doesn't have war issues in the same way. And because of that, it's a more fun game. A lot of people I know, and I'm one, who pretty much only plays these games for the war aspect. I like competitiveness of the war. I like the chance to prove that you can make a really good attack and match up against somebody that's either straight across from you or even above you if you're really good, and help your team out. With the way that the wars are going in Dominations, it's a 50-50 whether you get a good matchup that your clan even has a chance. We had a really good clan. The thing that was the most frustrating to me was that we had a very good clan. My clan was Canada A. Really good group of people, very knowledgeable, very talkative, very helpful to each other. But we weren't stacking at the bottom of our wars because we just kind of didn't want to. We're all good players. We all want to build up our accounts. We don't want to leave little stationary bottom accounts. So we were paying for it, though, and we were getting bad matchup after bad matchup. And matchups that we absolutely were better players than the other team and losing because they had so many high-level bases. It's just disappointing. It would be very disappointing for me when we would go into one of those wars and we'd look at those bases and your straight across would just be 2 ages above you, and it was just impossible. So unless Dominations fixes that specific thing, the game's gonna die. It's not fun, and it's so well known that it's a problem. If you go through Discord and listen to other YouTubers, it's like a massive problem in the game right now, and it's not that hard to fix it, I don't think, and I don't understand why war weight can't be changed. Maybe it is harder than I think, and the coding or whatever to make that big of a change is a big deal. I'm not a game producer, but it's a big enough issue that it completely takes away from the fun of the wars. For me. Maybe not for everybody, but definitely for me. So it was enough. That alone was enough to get me to quit. The second issue, which is more an issue just for me, maybe. I use a Samsung tablet that's maybe 3 years old. And this is not a knock on Samsung. The tablet's fine. The game, I get frame rate issues when I use my main account. When I'm dropping a lot of units, I get major frame rate issues and lag spikes. And it was making it so I couldn't bring in a unique army. I couldn't bring in an army with a lot of different units that I would have to click off and click back on. And really, I was going with very simplified armies because then I could just one finger or two finger drop everything and not have to think about it too much. And even sabotages were becoming useless to me because if I got a lag spike at the wrong moment when I should have been sabotaging a castle or a town center to stop the spawn units, I wasn't able to get it done a lot of the time, and it was just giant lag spikes. Now, one of the things that brought me to this game in the first place is the unit design and the unique units and how cool it was and how realistic looking it was compared to COC, which is very cartoony. This is a more, reminded me of Civilization, which is the original reason I started playing this game. It kind of looks like the battles in Civilization, but zoomed in when you're doing them, which really drew me to the game. But I think in the end, it's what kind of killed the game for me because the higher graphic level on the units and the buildings and all the effects that are going on, I think is what was dropping the frame rate so low. And it was really making it so I couldn't attack in a way that was comfortable. So the biggest things I loved about the game originally were the wars, which were a lot like COC, very, very fun. I liked it. And also the unit compositions. But those things in the end were actually, I think, the downfall for me in the game. That's really the two things. There's not a lot else. I was also not playing as much, but I think the reason I stopped playing as avidly as I used to and putting up videos as avidly as I used to is I just didn't trust the game anymore. The wars were not... We went on a run for a while of winning every war for 20 wars in a row, and we were just outplaying clans. And then we started to get really mixed results, which were because of the stacking. And also, my attacks were not as smooth as they had once been because I was getting those frame rate issues. So I didn't want to be posting videos of poor frame rate attacks. I wonder if other people are having the same problems. If you can, post in the comments. I know that the stacking is a wide issue, and I wonder why Nexon is not fixing it. It's obviously a cheat. It's not what the game was intended to be. There's no way they intended the game for people to have two secondary accounts that are just nothing bases and be putting those bases in wars. So I don't know why they're not fixing it. As you can see, like, you can think what you want of COC. I know a lot of dominations players are anti-COC because the cartooniness and yeah, they're rival games in a way. But COC at least does seem to listen a bit to the community and make changes when needed. I'm not sure why Nexon doesn't. And maybe there's the player base is growing and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like people are getting more and more frustrated with the stacking, especially if you're in a very competitive clan. If you're in a competitive clan, the only way to be competitive now is to be a stacker. And that's absolutely not good. So I wonder what other people think. Let me know. This is just why I quit the game. And it was hard to quit because I was in a clan that I loved, that I had been in for years. And I had made a bunch of videos that I put my name to. And I kind of enjoyed making the videos. I like breaking down the attacks and I like working on attack strategies. But it's done, and I'm pretty close to deleting the game. I haven't played whatsoever. I've just completely quit. I might look at it again in the future. I haven't deleted it from my system yet, but it's pretty close to happening. And Nexon, if you're listening, fix your stacking. It's extremely important, I think, to keep this community going. Take the time to do it. Stop those clans that are using those bottom incredibly low bases, and let people who are good at the game be at the top again, which is what it should be, not just clans that are engineered completely. Let me know what you think. That's it. I just wanted to get a little rant out about why I quit, and it might be my last video I ever post. So I appreciate anybody who has viewed my videos. I've actually heard nice comments from people who have joined my clan, who have said they have seen my videos, and actually when I left my clan they were a little bit annoyed because that meant no more videos. So it does suck for that to be the case, but I just couldn't go through the stacking clan wars anymore and the frame rate issues I was having. So thanks a lot, and hopefully keep on dominating out there, and peace out.